Good morning, students. Next topic is reactivity series. In this reactivity series, there are so many metals are there. Here, this is the series of the metals. It indicates that here potassium is present in top of the series and gold is present at the bottom of the series. That means that potassium having more reactivity compared to all other metals and gold has least reactivity compared to other metals. That is why gold is very cost because it doesn't react with any one under normal conditions. Under drastic conditions only it can react with other substances. That is why the cost of gold is very high nowadays because it is less reactive, unreactive, that means more stable. Here some points are there regarding this one, that is the metal which is present above in the reactivity series can displace the metal which is present below in the reactivity series from its compound or from its solution. This is somehow little bit confusion point. I repeat once again. The metal which is present above in the reactivity series can displace the metal which is present below in the reactivity series from its compound or from its solution. So if I discuss about the example, then you get a very clear idea about this one. Suppose take zinc. See here, see this is zinc, this is copper. That means among these two metals, zinc is more reactive and copper is less reactive. From top to bottom, reactivity decreases. From bottom to top, reactivity increases. So zinc is more reactive more reactive compared to copper. So what is the point here? Zinc can displace copper from copper solution or copper compound, but not copper cannot displace zinc from its zinc mixture or zinc compound. I repeat once again, zinc can displace copper from its compound, but copper cannot displace zinc from its compound. Similarly, zinc also displaces iron, lead from their compounds, but these two cannot displace zinc from their compounds. See this reaction. When zinc reacts with copper sulfate, then what happens? Zinc sulfate and copper are formed. That means here zinc can displace copper from, this is what? Copper compound, nothing but copper sulfate. So zinc can displace copper from its compound, from its solution. So finally zinc sulfate will be formed and copper also will be formed. But if you see this reaction, when copper reacts with zinc sulfate, copper cannot replace zinc from its zinc compound, so that this reaction does not takes place. So what is the point here? In reactivity series, the metal which is present in the above which displace the metal which is present in below in the reactivity series from its compound or from its solution. So here one more important point is there, that is if copper sulfate solution is present in zinc vessel, can it store long time? No, it cannot be stored in zinc vessel because when it is present in zinc vessel, zinc reacts with the copper sulfate solution. So this solution cannot be prevented. But we can store zinc sulfate solution in copper vessel. I repeat once again. Zinc sulfate solution can be stored in copper vessel, but copper sulfate solution cannot be stored in zinc vessel because zinc can react with copper in copper sulfate solution, but copper cannot react with zinc in zinc sulfate solution because of high reactivity of copper compared to because of low reactivity of copper compared to zinc. Next one, here some more points are there, that is mineral. Actually these are fundamental basic points. Mineral means the natural form of metal. Simply, the mineral means the natural form of metal in the earth crust is called mineral. I repeat once again, the natural form of metal in the earth crust is called mineral. For example, take iron minerals. Iron minerals are Fe2O3, Fe3O4 and FeCO3. There are so many minerals. So these are what? Minerals of iron. That means all are compounds. This is iron trioxide, this is ferrous ferric oxide, this is iron carbonate. So why it is called mineral? Because iron exists in the earth crust in the form of these compounds. I repeat once again, iron exists in the earth crust in the form of these compounds. That is why these are minerals of iron. Next, for example, one more thing, aluminium. Iron minerals are Al2O3 2H2O. This is one compound, and Na3Alf6. This is another compound. This name is called bauxite. This name is called cryolite. Here this name is called hematite. This name is called siderite. This name is called magnetite. Hematite, magnetite, these are names of minerals. Hematite, magnetite, siderite. Here bauxite, cryolite. So these are minerals of iron, these are minerals of aluminum. Here why it is called mineral of aluminum? Because aluminum exists in the form of these compounds in the earth crust. Here one important point is there, that is ore. Ore definition is the mineral from which metal is extracted cheaply and easily. That means we should get some profit after getting metal from the mineral. That is called ore. I repeat once again, the mineral from which metal is extracted cheaply and easily is called ore. That means we should get some profit after getting metal from mineral. Then that mineral is called ore. For example, these two are ores of iron, but this is not ore of iron, because from these two compounds we get iron easily and we get some profit. We cannot get more major profit if you get iron from this compound. That is why this is not ore of iron. These two are ores of iron. If any metal extracted from mineral easily or economically, then that mineral is considered as ore. That is the definition of ore. So here these are ores of iron, but this is not ore of iron. In this case we get aluminum easily from this one, not from this one. That is why this is considered as ore of aluminum. So simple definitions. Mineral means natural form of metal in the earth crust. Ore means the mineral from which metal is extracted easily and economically is called ore. So this is ore of aluminum. This is the not ore of aluminum. So the point is, all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. I repeat once again, all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. So these are the fundamental basic points. Again, these points comes in higher classes. Until that, you just remember about these two. The next topics are deleted recently from CBSE. So this is the end of the metals and non-metals chapter. Later I will share exercise questions regarding this one to Google Classroom, and you should submit the same same within 2 days. Thank you.